WNDS Sports presents New England's favorite bowling show. From Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Featuring the best bowlers from around the region. Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And now your hosts, Dick Lutz and Mike Moore.
It is time to crown a champion. As we say good afternoon to you and welcome into another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutz with Mike Moore. We have reached the top of the ladder in our Tournament of Champions, and it's come down to our top two seeds.
The clash of two bowlers with averages over 130 and $3,100 at stake between the two today.
Let's meet our two finalists in the Tournament of Champions for 2004. First, our number 2 seed, winner last week by a 421 to 381 score over Jeff Surratt. From Plastow, New Hampshire, Gary Babe Carrington.
And he's been here before. He's won the Tournament of Champions a couple times. Average 133. His highest single is 196. He's thrown a 499 triple and bowls out of Park Place and the Traveling League as well.
And Gary was the number 2 seed in the Tournament of Champions, and he takes on our number 1 seed from Lynn, Massachusetts, Shawn Baker.
Earlier this year, defeating Carrington with a 451 triple. His average, 130. 213 single. His high triple is 484. Bowls at Lucky Strike Lanes, and he's also on the Traveling Pro League as well.
A champion will be crowned this afternoon. Let's get right to it. Gary Carrington and Shawn Baker when we come back to Leda Lanes, the Tournament of Champions on WNDS TV. We began with 6 great bowlers. We are down to the top 2 seeds. John Winchell won a couple of matches, beating Dave Hodge and Rich Lottie, losing to Jeff Surratt. Surratt lost to Carrington, setting up the match this afternoon between Gary Carrington and Shawn Baker, with the winner claiming the championship of the Tournament of Champions for 2004. Gary Carrington will be first to bowl.
He's been here before, and he has won it a couple of times.
Put in the pit, babe. Put it down, baby.
So it's the 9-pin with some frozen wood right against it. For these guys, it's a walk in the park shot. And there's a spare right off the bat for Gary Carrington, average 133. Imagine that. A typical night on your league would be a 400 triple. Well, I had a 385 tonight. I didn't do too well. Wouldn't we kill to have that kind of a bad night, Dick?
I can relate to that.
You know, you are getting on my nerves. We're going to see the conclusion of Dick's and my grudge match, by the way, at the start of the 2nd string this afternoon. Well, that was just a 3-fill, by the way, on the first frame spare for Carrington. Spread eagle plus the 9-pin. 8 for Carrington.
Here's Shawn Baker starting out. On lane 34.
Shawn has some very exciting news to share, and that is he and his wife, Carrie, are expecting their first child.
Well, he nudged the pin, but not enough to knock it over. So he'll be open in the first frame.
Carrie and Shawn were married in September of 2000. Their first child is due this November.
Good for them.
Of course, now we had John Winchell on several weeks ago, and his wife was in the audience. A couple days overdue. So perhaps if Shawn returns next November, Carrie will be here in the same situation.
Right on the head pin.
That one's no fun.
For the last several weeks, we've been talking about letters and emails we've been receiving, in particular about a longtime member of our audience at Leda Lanes and at Candlepin Bowling for many years. Irene McGowan is not here again today. She's the lady with the white hair who you see in the front row, taping after taping, year after year. A bit under the weather, we're told, but hoping to make it back for our 2004-2005 season beginning in the fall. And Irene, we miss you and look forward to seeing you next year back at Leda Lanes on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. This was sent in by the Fontanas. And let's see if I know where the Fontanas are from.
We have some wood that is going to have to be removed as it rolls toward the bowler.
Doesn't say where the Fontanas are from.
No postmark?
No, Boston postmark.
Ah. So Paul Willett, who is our in-house scorekeeper, is also going to...
They're from the Quincy area, it says. Keep bowling. We love it. Yep. Thanks for writing. Nice to hear from you. You can get in touch with us. We'd like to accumulate cards and emails for our next tapings in the fall.
Middle of September, probably.
Yep. Here's a nice shot by Gary. The email address is bowling@WNDS.com. Our mailing address is Candlepin Stars and Strikes, WNDS TV, 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. Gary's off the head pin there.
Come on, baby. Go get it now.
And a 4-pin count. It's got double wood twice, the 1-5, 3-9, and then in the corner, the 6-10.
Very uncharacteristic of Gary. 2 marks, a 3 and a 4 fill.
Yeah.
And a 10 box.
These two bowlers faced each other not long ago. As a matter of fact, it was back in March 7th, when Shawn Baker defeated Gary Carrington in the title match to earn his position. He had a 451 to 420.
No doubt about that, baby. Right in the pocket. The 1-2 pocket, to be sure, but no doubt about it.
Oh, plowed right through the nose, leaving a wide open split and no wood to help. 3, 4, 6, 7.
Mike, Doris Henry from Worcester writes, were you the stock boy where she used to work years ago? You were the nicest, well-respected boy?
Well, that part is true, but I've never been a stock boy.
No, then it wasn't you, huh?
Do I look like him, perhaps?
She's wondering if you live near St. George's Cathedral in Worcester.
I am from Detroit, Michigan. But thanks for asking. I was a clerk at McDonald's.
Funny, I was a stock boy in the store in downtown Worcester.
Really?
Yeah, I wonder if she's thinking of me. Doris, could it be me?
What kind of money were you making back then, Dick?
$1 an hour.
$1 an hour, huh?
Yeah.
My first radio job 33 years ago.
It was about $1 an hour.
$1.60 an hour. And I'm up to 2 1/4 now, so I've done well here in 33 years.
I think you're overpaid. I've heard you.
There you go, baby. Come on, go get it now. Let it in, babe.
Well, we're partners of sorts in the radio as well. I am on WZIV, 95.7 in the morning, and you are on WFEA as the play-by-play voice of the Manchester Wolves of the Arena Football League, too.
And enjoying it a lot.
We're all in the same family now. Yeah, that's fun. It looks like a lot of fun. Looks like it's tough to keep up with, though.
It's a fast-paced game.
Yeah.
And the pace of the game is very different. Shawn, a strike. Whew. When his ball hits the pocket, it explodes. Watch it again and watch quickly. Even on slow motion, it goes fast. A little thin that time. Breaks up, well, didn't break up the split, broke up the, he had the 7, 8, 10. The 8 went down. He's got the 7, 10. He's trying to get some of the wood to stay on the deck. Give him something to shoot at.
So what is he going to go for, the left side, Dick?
I think so. Well, I was wrong. Oh, look at that.
That was a beauty. The 7-10 from Shawn Baker. Look at this, from the right side, and a carom shot over to the pin on the left.
Absolutely perfect. Wouldn't have thought it would go that way.
Yeah, I was expecting the left side as well. I mean, there's lots of ways to make any number of spares, but these guys are so good. Their instincts are so right on the money.
Gary now working on a spare. Gary Carrington on lane 34. Puts a 9 in the spare. About as solid a 5-pin as you'll ever see. Right on it. Looking for some bonus money. We haven't given any away yet. Still early in the match.
We're at $600 in the triple strike jackpot here to wrap up our, well, 20th year overall and our 7th together, Dick Lutz.
We gave away $625 in the triple strike jackpot the first week of the Tournament of Champions. John Winchell hit it. Will it go? Yes, it will. Well, Gary said last week at the end of the match, he's been bowling very well, scoring very well. Watch it again. That's the 8-pin, and there it goes. At $50 in bonus money for Gary Carrington, 3 marks in a row. Shawn has 2 in a row, looking for bonus money. Well, oh, it wrapped around the 10-pin. That pin just slid all around it. It almost took it out.
Yeah, it went in the gutter before it could get a clean swipe at the 10-pin.
$50 shot for Shawn Baker. Right there.
How good are these guys, huh? $2,000 to the winner today, $1,100 to the runner-up, plus all the bonus money they can earn along the way.
Shawn now with 3 marks in a row. 4 marks in his last 5 boxes. Right on the headpin, straight through. Broke up the spread eagle, but puts just 5 in the mark. Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV, presented by Tri-State Megabucks and the games of the New Hampshire State Lottery. Buy a ticket and just imagine. It's going to be a 7-box for Shawn. And by the Thompson family of dealerships in Nashua, McMulkin Chevrolet, Nashua Mitsubishi, Nashua Hyundai, and Nashua Cadillac, all on the Daniel Webster Highway South in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Gary Carrington won this tournament 3 years ago. He also won it 6 years ago, defeating Rob Burkeel 428 to 385, and it was 3 years ago that he defeated Mike Morgan 459 to 406.
Gary Carrington with a strike.
2 in a row.
Watch it again.
Wrong way. Here you go.
No, that was not the cleanest strike you've ever seen, but it goes down as a line drive in the scorebook, as they say.
There you go. And a $600 ball right here.
He's been there before. One of the latter matches, he had a couple of shots at it, didn't he?
Sure did.
$600 for Gary Carrington. He missed the head pin.
Come on, make a shot, baby. I see a pretty one here.
It's the 137, missing the head pin completely.
Skip lobbed it down.
Stick there. Just stick. Just stick.
$148 first string for Gary Carrington.
Nothing wrong with that. Averaging close to 140, as he pointed out, in the last several appearances on Stars and Strikes. This is his 10th time this year out of 33 shows that we've seen Gary Carrington.
Nice ball, Johnny. Nice ball.
Well, it was a pocket hit, everything but the 7, and there's no wood to get in the way.
You talk about Gary Carrington being a fan favorite. Shawn missed. Tough miss there. Have a letter that we'll read in the second string from one of the fans. A 10 box for Shawn. That's a costly miss right there. Paul Willette's our official scorer on site here at Leda Lanes, keeping the fans in the stands up to date on what's going on.
Another big split for Shawn Baker, who's going to find himself about 20 pins behind going into the second game.
Once again, a tip of the hat to Ray Simino and Shawn Howard and the staff here at Leda Lanes. They do a great job accommodating the crowd. You see the big crowd on hand here for the Tournament of Champions, our largest crowd of the year. They started arriving at 5:30 this morning. 10 box for Shawn, a 129 first string, a 19-pin lead for Gary Carrington over Shawn Baker. We're headed to string number 2. The championship match in the tournament. When we last left our grudge match, I was thoroughly pounding Mike Moore. Looks like I threw the ball backwards.
Oh, look at instant replay.
Instant replay out of the back of his hand. There's Mike with a 9 blocked the hard way. There you see I'm working on a strike. That X on my side is a strike, actually.
That's right.
Here's Mike throwing a pin down. You couldn't even get them all throwing a pin down. And that will be an 8 box, and Mike finished with, what, an 82?
I was wearing the Mike Morgan towel for good luck around my neck. 82 for Mike, and here I am with 92, working on a strike now. I'm on a strike, and here is number 2, a 2-bagger. Hey! Look at the little kid in the background jumping up and down. Oh, we get another shot.
Replay. There's the instant replay. Attaboy, Kevin. Good boy.
Great.
Now I'm working on 2. I'm looking for 3 in a row right here. And whatever's in the triple strike jackpot. Watch this. Watch this. Looking for 3 in a row. Look. 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 Oh, no.
When's the last time you were that excited about anything?
Oh, man. And then I have a chance for a spare here.
Yeah.
A single pin spare. And look at what I do. That was a 10 box. That was the 10
Without
box.
even using the one.
I missed the spare. Take a 10 box. And
Hats off, my brother.
140 to Mike's 82. There it is. The trophy is mine, guy.
For another year, it's yours.
Right, here we go. Ready to go. All right. Oh, I'm getting a standing ovation. Oh. Wait a minute. Let me see. Here we go. To my crowd. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is your kingdom, Dick.
All right, here we go. Let's get back to the match. Shawn Baker ready to go. We're ready to bowl. The Tournament of Champions continues. And Shawn trailing by 19 after 1. There's Shawn with a strike to start out.
Apparently he was inspired by your performance, Dick.
Do you believe I bowled a 140?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I mean, I got spanked. I mean, 82 is bad.
I refused to pee in the cup, too, after that, too.
Yeah, you and Mark McGuire. Well, there's a big split for Shawn, who's had his share of those today. 3, 6, 7, and 10.
Shawn missed the mark. He has an 8 in the strike. That's the I seem to recall, and really it's kind of vague in my memory, but when I was a kid and bowled a lot, I think I either bowled a 138 or a 142 at one time. That was my highest string ever.
Is that right?
Yeah, so the 140 was right.
So
right
for a
there.
guy that, you know, bowls once or twice a year,
that's
throwing a 140
remarkable.
And doing it in front of the cameras and several hundred people, you got to pick your spots.
Man, oh man. And I got the video of it forever and ever at home.
I bet you watch it and make all your company watch it when they come over, right?
Good idea.
So I'm going to have to live with this for another year, right? The constant reminder. Ooh! Great try for Babe.
I did go to Lakeside Lanes once to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Had one warm-up session there. Went to Fast Lanes and Ross Wheeler's place down in Acton or in Stowe. But the time I went there, it was too crowded. I couldn't get in.
You mean they didn't just throw somebody off for the Great Big Lutz?
And I went to Acton one time. It was too crowded. I didn't get in.
Bob and Sharon do a good job there.
And so the only pre-match warm-up I had was that one time at Lakeside Lanes. And I was awful. And I was awful warming up at Pilgrim Lanes. You saw me warming up that day.
I think you weren't showing me what you really had.
Anyway, back to this match, which is what the people are more interested in anyway. Gary Carrington right on that one. These guys are so good at making shots under pressure when it counts for the big money. Shawn didn't hit the head pin, but will the dominoes fall? The 1, 2, 10. The piece of wood on the deck, not a factor. Ooh, man.
What do you have to do?
Thought he had it perfectly. $10 for Shawn. Right through. Spread eagle.
You know, he had 4 strikes in a row back on March 7th. The greatest number of strikes we've ever had on the show, at least in the last 7 years. He won $1,175. $675 in the pool, and then another $500 for each additional. Only bowler to hit 4 in a row since 1997.
That'll be an $8.
28 years of age, Shawn Baker.
Shawn's a licensed electrician, local 103, working for John Penny Electric in Cambridge.
Gonna be a daddy. November.
Gary Carrington. Strike inside the spare. Looking for more bonus money. Right on the head pin. That's $50. He's going to have another shot at it. Next time to the lane, we're going to take a break first. As you see the strike from Gary Carrington, he'll be shooting for $600 when he comes up to the line next. We'll take a break from Leda Lanes in Nashua. We come back. Shawn Baker ready to go on lane 34. Shawn trails Gary Carrington by 33 pins plus whatever Gary puts in his strike. As we near the halfway point of the match, Shawn needs to start punching some marks down right through the middle.
Well, it's a spread eagle and the 9-pin.
All right, good sticks.
Tough day for Shawn Baker. Started out pretty good. This game's been a struggle.
Good 9-box for Shawn right there.
Well, that's a great out.
54.5 for 28-year-old Shawn Baker from Lynn. From Lucky Strike Lanes in St. Joe's and Haverhill Pro League. Shawn right through. Wow. Again. Spread eagle almost again. -1.
Make that.
7-pin went out. You can hear Gary Carrington telling him he can make it.
Yeah, they're teammates. They bowl a lot together and very supportive of each other, even in combat.
And an 8-box. I want to acknowledge a couple of emails we received from Alice Tocci, T-O-C-C-I. Alice, thank you very much. Nice to hear from you.
This is a $600 ball, incidentally. The strike here.
Triple strike for Gary Carrington. $600 on the line. Same thing happened last time. 9-pin drop. Same thing in the first ring. He had a double strike 9. Missed the spare. Missed it again. And a 10-box.
87.5 for Babe Carrington. And a substantial lead over Shawn Baker, who's had just 1 mark, and that was a strike in the first frame.
Gary's got the 3-5-6 with no wood. Another open frame for Gary, so he'll be open 2 in a row. And Shawn needs to go to work.
It's a 54-pin match lead for Gary Carrington, a little better than halfway through.
Shawn needs to turn the tables right about now.
Give you a few more stats on this past 2003-2004 season.
Take it out.
9 drop.
He broke up the split.
Dick, average age for all the bowlers this year is down 3 to 33.2 years of age.
Isn't that great?
Bowlers have gotten younger. The youngest bowler, Eric Pelletier, is 20 years old, and the oldest bowler this year is Rich Hawk Hallis, 51. Now, the last couple of years, we had Charlie Jutras a couple of times as a bowler in his mid to late 60s. This year at 51, Hawk Hallis, the oldest. So the bowlers, their scores have gone up this year, and they've gotten 3 years younger.
Well, Shawn missed a very makeable 1-pin spare. That time he doesn't leave anything to chance.
There's only 2 marks to the string have both been strikes.
Watch it again. The 7-pin was staring back at him for a while, and he was probably pretty nervous about it, but it finally kicked out.
Well, he's had so many splits today. That's been his downfall. Just punching through, leaving unmakeable spares.
You know, Gary Carrington now with an opening.
If you're interested in becoming a professional bowler, or at least finding out a little bit more about the Pro Tour to join these guys and women who also bowl, just go to their website.
When things are going right, they're going right. That time Gary got the break off the wall and got the spare. Watch it again. Watch the pin come off the wall to the right and kick out the 5-pin.
Website is WCBC. That stands for World Candlepin Bowlers Congress. WCBCProTour.com. Get more information. Bowlers of the Year, Joanne Rosano for the women and Bob Whitcomb for the men. His first title, her 7th.
There's the shot by Gary Carrington. He did it again. Great shot making by Gary. That pin came off the wall again, almost a carbon copy. Shawn Baker working on a strike. Needs to put a couple together.
Come on, eat it up.
We have a microphone right there at the scoring table where Carrington is seated, and you can hear the bowlers giving encouragement to each other.
Missed it. Missed the head pin. Missed the object pin.
Come on, grab the stick. Come on.
Puts 9 in the strike and a 10 box.
Finish strong.
At an even 100. Another chop right through the middle. It's a game of inches or millimeters. A little to the left, a little to the right of the head pin. The result is totally different. 106 for Shawn. .107 for Shawn Baker in the middle string.
He is going to be behind a bundle. As game 3 begins in just a moment, Gary Carrington with a massive lead.
$2,000 to the winner of the match, $1,100 to the runner-up. Gary puts 6 in his mark, and he's checking out the wood.
Got a blast through the wood there over on the right side. And hope
He's
for the
going to
best.
have a 50 or 60 pin lead going into the 3rd string. Closer to 60. There it is. There it goes. Gary with the surprise look.
Or 70 pins.
Yeah. That's a $50 shot right there for Gary Carrington. The look on Gary's face was priceless when he looked back. He couldn't believe he made it. So he has 6 marks in the string, 2 clusters of 3. And that's off the head pin, and the 1 pin still stands.
He's got a chance at a 169 game with a spare and a strike.
And there's the spare, and there's another $25.
He'll have an 80-pin lead, Dick, going into the last match. A complete blowout. He is the best there is right now in the last several months. There isn't anybody that can beat him, although Shawn Baker did back in March, 451 to 420. My, how the table has turned.
Look at this shot right in the pocket of 7. A 166-second string for Gary Carrington, a 78-pin lead over Shawn Baker. 1 string to go in the Tournament of Champions. We continue from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. It's Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV. Gary Carrington ready to go on lane 34.
Look at this, 314. That's not a triple. That's only for 2 games.
Man, oh, man.
That's just crazy.
78-pin lead over the great Shawn Baker. Shawn, one of the great candlepin bowlers.
Oh, the crowd turns. 1 bad ball, and they're all over him like a cheap suit. Gary simply smirks. He knows.
He could bowl a 100, and Shawn would have to bowl a 178 just to tie.
That's an interesting way to put it. Well, he is on a pace for 80.
Well, even if he bowled an 80, Shawn would have to bowl a 158.
Yeah.
158 to be exact. The wood will roll off.
Yeah, he's got to play it cleanly.
Whoops, that's going to hit the pin in the gutter. Didn't take out the 7 pin.
Well,
so
he's lucky.
Got a shot at that, yeah. Well, the crowd rooting for Shawn to put some marks together, make some money with bonus money, and have a great 3rd string. He threw a pretty good first ball, but doesn't have a lot to show for it. The 6, 10 on the right, the 7 on the left, and the wood next to the 7.
So what's he going to do? Is he going to use the wood? Try to skirt it across?
At this stage of the game, why not? That's what he's trying to do. Why not? How about that?
What a shot up there!
Take a look at that.
Watch this one, gang. Man, oh man, oh man. What a great game. What a great shot.
That was poetry in motion, folks.
Unfortunately, another split.
And another pretty one. Maybe the last, you can make that one.
3-6 on the right, 4-7 on the left. Oh! You saw that pin start to slide across? You had visions of another one.
I was watching for the rabbit to come out again.
$9.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, he managed to get 8 pins of the, what was he behind, 78? Now he's down 70. 8 frames to go.
Stay in there. Stay up, make a shot.
Good,
So Gary will be open through 3.
You knew he was due for one after 3 opens. Take another look.
Good solid shot that time by Gary Carrington. That's a good one by Shawn.
Right back at you. $600 in the triple strike jackpot. Be nice to see somebody hit it one more time this season. Coming up short today.
Chance for another mark, though. Bounced it down, got the spare. 2 marks in a row for Shawn. He'll be shooting for bonus money. Gary Carrington working on a strike when we come back. Toledo Lanes and Nashua heading down the home stretch. Carrington in command, the Tournament of Champions on WNDS TV. Gary Carrington ready to bowl on lane 34. He has a 59-pin lead over Shawn Baker. Both bowlers working on marks. Carrington a strike, Baker a spare. 6 boxes remain. Carrington well in command. This will be the 3rd time in the match that Gary Carrington has had a shot at the triple strike jackpot. In the previous 2, he had 9-pin drops. Very good first balls in both opportunities. And he just missed. This is a $600 triple strike jackpot shot for Gary Carrington. Try number 3. Will the 3rd time be a charm? Bounced it, missed the head pin.
Come on now.
Yeah, make this shot. Make this shot.
And a 9 box. So the triple strike jackpot still unclaimed in this match.
Well, Gary Carrington's already at 392 with 4 boxes to go.
Interestingly, in both of Gary's triple strike opportunities, all 3 of his triple strike opportunities, he failed to make a mark in the ensuing box. He had 9-pin drops in the first 2, a 5-pin drop in that one. Nice spare for Shawn, $50 in bonus money.
All right, got another one?
He's cruising along, but not quickly enough.
Pop one right here.
On the head pin, can he break up the split? Puts 8 in the spare.
Find a way.
Got some wood to help him out. The 8 and the 10. Top 10 ranked bowler last year and this year in the WCBC. Very consistent, powerful performer. 28 years of age. Nothing but good things ahead for Shawn Baker of Lynn.
Bounced it down and made the spare. 4 marks in a row for Shawn. That was a $25 shot. 5th mark in 6 frames of the string. Good use of the wood.
Still about 50 pins behind, though, with 5 boxes to go. I mean, it could be done, but not likely.
You must be dreaming. Gary Carrington with a 9-pin drop. Spare for Gary, although who would have thought that Georgia Tech, trailing by 25 in the second half against UConn in the national championship game, would get it down to 7 in the last minute.
There you go.
And have the ball. The gamblers must have been going nutty.
Vegas was alive. There's a great Candlepin bowling website, candlepincorner.com. Kevin Cormier, its webmaster, is here today, taking lots of pictures that I'm sure will be up online before too very long. some of the behind-the-scenes stuff for those of you that aren't able to come to the tapings. He does a great job at capturing the spirit of what goes on here at Leda Lanes on tape day.
Kevin's a great devotee of Candlepin bowling and really does a great job with the website candlepincorner.com. And it's really fun to read. A lot of the give and take among the bowling fans, the questions, the answers, the information that you get from it.
He has a very talented young son, Adam. I'm not sure he's 8 or 9, but boy, he's a good bowler. Yeah. He is a terrific bowler. And it's a good, fun website.
Yeah, if you have a question, it gets answered.
Yeah. And there's a lot about our show that you can see and read about. I'm surprised you didn't go further left on that. Nice.
That'll be a 10 box.
10 times now. That's big finish.
So Gary Carrington on cruise control in the championship match. Another thin hit by Shawn, just off the head pin.
Make the shot.
Not a lot of drama in today's match, but boy, these two guys are terrific bowlers. Carrington just got out to a fast lead and never relinquished.
It's a good shot. Will they all go?
Hold it up.
118 for Shawn through 8. Gary Carrington, a 63-pin lead with 2 boxes to go. This match is over.
Yeah, mathematically it is. Best Baker could do is 414. That would be with 4 strikes.
And strike for Gary Carrington.
Exclamation point. $2,000 winner is Gary Carrington, who again wins the Tournament of Champions. Wouldn't that be something if he iced the cake with a couple more for a $600 triple strike payout? Not today.
Take a corner. This one for the crowd.
This may be the shot he made several weeks ago that electrified the crowd.
I think it was the 3-6-7. I think it was out 1, something like that.
And a round of applause. Look at that, a 446.
And make this one. Come on.
This is a reversal of what happened back in March when Baker crushed Carrington. Well, I wouldn't call it a crushing, but it was a 31-pin victory at 451 to 420. 6 box for Shawn Baker. And this will be the last box of this season on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. All new shows coming up in September, late September.
.446 for Gary Carrington. 132 for Shawn in the 3rd string, 3-string total of 368. And Gary Carrington is the winner of the Tournament of Champions. We'll be back to talk to our bowlers right after this on WNDS TV's Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Gary Carrington defeats Shawn Baker. The final score 446 to 368. Carrington wins the Tournament of Champions. You beat him earlier this year with a rolling, what, a 450, I guess, payback for him.
Yeah, Babe was throwing an awesome ball today, and you know, I don't think even if I was going my best, he probably wasn't going to be enough today.
What goes through a bowler's mind when he sees his opponent get on a roll like he was on?
Well, you just try and stay with them. You know, just try and stay focused, stay with them the best you can, and hopefully, you know, at the end you can be within striking distance.
Well, maybe you didn't win today, but you have a big event in your life coming up this November.
Yes. It's, I'm looking forward to that right now.
And that is?
That is hopefully a little one on the way.
Well, congratulations to you and Carrie.
And this will go a long way to helping out with that. $1,100 in runner-up money, and we had $75 in bonus money, and our best wishes to Shawn Baker. Congratulations to Shawn.
See you, man.
For being the runner-up here in our Tournament of Champions. It's a great bowler. I'm sure we'll see him back. Gary Carrington will roll the bonus ball, and we'll see if we can give $110 away. Let's see if we can match up with Yvette Martineau of Lowell, Massachusetts. Babe, she wants you to get 6. Have you got a 6 there? Not the way he's been bowling.
He hasn't thrown a 6 in 2 years.
See if Gary can get a 6 for $110. It's only going to be a 4.
Oh.
Consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts for Yvette Martineau of Lowell, Massachusetts, and Gary Carrington. $2,000 for the winning prize, $200 in bonus money. And you said last week when we talked, you were bowling pretty good. You kept it going.
Yeah, throwing an awesome ball. Yeah, Shawn, great bowler. I know I was going to have to bowl good to beat him. You know, he struggled the second string. I said, hey, bowled awesome, made some great shots. And things just came for me today. It was really nice.
Well, you seem to be in this pattern. You do it every 3 years. You won it in '98. You won it 3 years ago, and you won it again today. Is there one moment that sticks out of the 3 times that's most exciting?
Winning out of the number 4
going
hole.
to the bank.
Winning out of the number 4
true.
hole.
You broke the jinx to get here.
Yeah, right. I had to break the jinx. I did. So.
Now if we could just break the Red Sox curse. Got anything up your sleeve for that?
I broke the jinx. They have to win now.
That's it, the curse.
Well, you are the babe. The curse of the babe.
Curse of the... Good idea, Michael. You got it.
There it is.
Gary Carrington, congratulations to you. We'll see you next year.
you go.
Gary Carrington,
Take care.
one of the greats in Candlepin bowling, the winner of the Tournament of Champions, and he gets a big round of applause from the crowd here at Leda Lanes. A great season.
It was a wonderful season. Thanks for joining us. Dick and I wish you a happy summer, and we'll be back with another great season of bowling in the fall.
With Mike Morin and our entire WNDS TV crew from Leda Lanes in Nashville, New Hampshire, I'm Dick Lutz. Thanks very much for being with us this year. We'll see you in 2004, 2005. And as our friends from Leda Lanes always like to remind you every week,